What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today I was blessed with the opportunity to go to my daughter's school and witness her and her classmates run in a fundraiser called the Booster-thon. If you got kids in elementary school, I'm sure you're aware of this event. They raised over $26,000 for their school, and I got kind of mixed feelings about that, because we really should not be worrying about running a booster-thon to raise funds for the school. We should really fully fund our schools. And so I'm kind of really irritated that these things even have to happen. Don't get me wrong, the kids had fun doing it, but there's something wrong when you got to run a charity event to raise money for schools when we pay ungodly amount of taxes. And so why can't the state and the county, put the fully funded schools to work? Like, why are we underfunding schools? And here in Stafford, the school budget got cut back in 2008 when the market crashed and we were in an economic crisis. And even though the market recovered, they never rose the school budget back to pre-slashing. So it's just super frustrating. But it was really nice to see, and all the kids' smiling faces. Everybody had a good time, and it was wonderful to be a part of it, cheering them on. I also saw a couple of my local 26 union brothers there. I said, hey, what's going on, to one of them that I knew from before. But this other dude, he stopped me and he was like, "Man, you look familiar." And I said, "Yeah, I come out here a lot." He was like, nah. He's like, "Are you in local 26? I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a local 26 journeyman." "Yeah, that's right." And I introduced myself. I said, "My name's Eric, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Yeah, Eric, what's going on, man? It's good to meet you, blah." So he must have seen a couple of my videos on Facebook, or maybe a couple posts or something. I am definitely one of the most outspoken members of local 26. One of the folks that criticize and tries to do things to make the local stronger and to make the membership better represented. I've been doing it for a very long time now, and I'm very vocal about what I'd like to see my local become, which is the strongest local in the entire country. I'd love to be the local that leads the way to a resurgence of unionism and better work-life standards for all of our members and the communities at large. And so I was talking with him, and I made a mention to him that, everything I do, I'm trying to improve 26 and trying to get us into a better spot from the outside, because, there's only so much you can do as a rank and filer. But I actually think that rank and filers have a lot of power that they don't understand, and there's a lot of potential there that they don't see. There's so much strength in the collective, and I think that we spend a lot of time separating ourselves and becoming more so individuals and less so a collective. And that's part and parcel as to why we can't have nice things. He got to talking to me about the contract that just passed last year. Actually, earlier this year. He got to talking to me about the contract, and he said, I really didn't like that contract. And I told him, I said, yeah, I know money was short. I know that. I said, but you guys should really puff your chest out and hold your chin up, because it was the rank and file's participation from January to May that got as many changes in the language as we got. And I know everybody mocks that. Oh, the changes in the language. I get that. Everybody mocks it. I totally understand that. But I hope that the rank and file of Local 26 understands something very clearly. Had you all not decided to go to union meetings from January to May, I guarantee you, not only would the money be short, but nothing would change in your work life. I guarantee it, because we've had 2 negotiation cycles before this last one, and we got crumbs on the paycheck and no changes. And they like to tout PTO, but let's not make a mistake. PTO was only passed in order to stop the expansion of the PTO that the government was passing, because DC passed a paid time off law, as did Maryland. And so we negotiated into our contract PTO in order to stop the paid time off that was already coming from the government and try to put a stymie on it. We even wrote into that contract a clause that said, if a law is passed that's better than this, it doesn't matter. The contract's the only thing that matters. So, it's not like we got a bunch of stuff before. We didn't. But this time around, there was close to 19 different articles that were added or changed that had to do with working conditions. And that's pretty big. That's the only reason that I was able to vote yes. Otherwise, I would have been like, nope, this one sucks too. So I understand folks that didn't want to vote yes because they felt the money was short. I'm right there with you. I felt the money was short too. But the point of this video is not so much to talk about that. The point of this video is the conversation that I had with the brother. And I told him, I said, you gotta get rid of the apathy, because there's so much apathy within our membership. And for those of y'all who don't know, apathy is kind of like, I don't care about anything. You're kind of blasé about it all. And so our membership is very apathetic. And not only are they apathetic, but they also don't believe that anything can ever change. And that's the sentiment that he gave me. He was like, man, nothing's going to change. The contractors run this local. The contractors are always going to run this local. Nothing's going to change. And I looked at him and I was like, brother, that's just a defeatist attitude. And that's no way that we're going to get to where we need to be. I was like, this local needs you. It needs your involvement. It needs you to be active. It needs you to speak up when you need to. And he told me that, he speaks up at the job sites and he teaches the young guys to always respect their contract and know their contract. But this is a brother that told me he's been blacklisted and had to work out of Richmond and out of Baltimore because he couldn't get a job in 26 because they had him blacklisted. Now, is that true or not? I'm taking the brother for his word. He's not the only person I've ever heard of that said I was blackballed out of 26. I know a person that had to travel the road for a year as punishment for raising concerns about some issues at work. So yeah, does this stuff kind of happen? Yeah. Do the contractors run our local? Kinda. Yeah, they do. But it doesn't have to be this way. And that's the thing I'm trying to get across to all of y'all. Whether you're a part of Local 26 or whether you're a part of a local anywhere in this country and you feel like the contractors dominate your union, it doesn't have to be that way. But it does take work. It does take effort. It is going to take organizing. It is going to take having conversations with folks that you may not agree with on a lot of things, but you got to agree on what affects your life at the job site, your paycheck, your working conditions, your retirement, your benefits. All of that stuff matters. And it only gets better when we organize together and we come through collectively and demand better. That's the only way it improves. And so my message to y'all tonight, please get rid of the apathy. Have some faith in yourselves. Have some faith in your coworkers. Have some faith in the rank and file. Help to educate each other. That's why I always say each one teach one, because it really does take one-on-one interactions to build up this collective energy. It's not going to happen from one person going, rah, rah, this is the way to go. That can help, but it's not going to be the thing that wins it over. It's going to take the rank and file membership really starting to take ownership of their local union, because the local union is the rank and file, and the rank and file is what determines, right, wrong, or indifferent, how the local union runs. And if the rank and file is apathetic, you're going to have a contractor dominated local union. But if the rank and file is organized and strong and demands what they demand, you'll have a local union that fights for you, that represents you. You know why? Because they'll be afraid not to. Because if they don't, they know they'll be getting kicked out of office with the quickness. But when you're apathetic and when you're spread out and when you think of yourself as a millionaire in weight and you don't understand that you're part of the working class, well, the contractors can easily dominate your local. That's what I got for you. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Keep in mind that the fight is not left and right. It never was. The fight is up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. Peace.